Today's recipe calls for some Italian spicy sausage. I'm going to show you how to make sheet pan sausage and pepper hoagies. It's going to be really easy to put together and super dang tasty. So with that said, let's get started.
The first thing we need to do to make this awesome sheet tray meal is preheat the oven box. Set the temp to 425 Fahrenheit or 218 Celsius. While the oven is preheating, we'll toss an empty half tray in so it can also preheat as well. I'll explain more later on in the video why this step is beneficial. Alright, while those are becoming all hot and bothered, we can start prepping the ingredients. Start with one large yellow onion. Cut the top off, which is the non-hairy side. Then cut the big ol' thing into 2 equal sections. Proceed to peeling all the paper skins off. Once it's naked, slice both sections from front to back into pieces that are roughly 1/4 inch thick. After changing its shape, toss it into a large holding device. When you have all the onion in the bowl, go through it and break up as many pieces as you can that are stuck together. Doing this will give us a better cook, and it'll also give us a better end product. On to the other veg of this recipe, which is 3 medium bell peppers. Use whatever color of peppers you would like. For some reason, I went with these colors today, and it worked out. Anyways, cut the top and bottoms off each pepper so we can take the cores out. We'll use the tops and bottoms of the pepper, so don't throw them out, or you can also eat them as a snack. If you're going to use them like I am, just rip the stems off the top first. We'll be cutting the peppers into about 1/4 inch thick sticks, just like we did with the onion. Now onto the peps themselves. Make a single cut straight down one side of the pepper. Then lay the pepper on its side. Find the cut you just made. Place your blade inside of that. Then slowly follow the curve of the veg on the inside. This will cut the core and rib parts out. If you're not comfortable with doing this sweet move, you can also pull the core and seeds out by hand once the top and bottom have been cut off. A pro tip, it's more manageable to cut the large sections of pepper into 2 equal ones. This makes it easier to cut the sections into the sticks we're looking for. The bell pepper will stick to the blade, so use that as a measuring gauge for the next cut. Repeat the same step until everything has been cut. Transfer things over to the bowl that has the onion in it. Now that all the veggies are in the holding apparatus, make it rain 2 teaspoons of a high heat, neutral tasting oil, or enough that it looks like all of the veg has been coated in the oil. Following that, give it a mix about to coat all the goods in the oil. Now make it hail a few fat pinches of coarse ground kosher salt and a small dash of ground pepper. After all that, make it snow 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning. Give it another mix around until all the spices have been spread throughout. Take a taste test and adjust the seasoning as needed. When things are good to go, set it aside so we can move on to the next thing. Snag your favorite sausage links. I went with a local made spicy Italian sausage. You'll need 5 links, or you can just use as many or as little as you would like. Now that everything is prepped and our oven is up to its hotness level we set it for, pull the hot tray out of the heat. Next, drop the veg onto the half sheet pan. Things should make a sizzle sound. Spread the goods out into one even layer, filling up the entire pan. The reason why we put the empty tray in the oven is because we want it to become nice and ripping hot. This way, when we add the veg to the tray, it'll speed up the process and give us a better end product. When you have that accomplished, add the links of meat right on top. Allow some space between each one so we can achieve the best cook. This next step is optional, but give the sausage a light spray with some cooking oil. Following that, give each one a really light sprinkle of salt. Okay, now grab that hot tray and huck that thing into the baking cube. Set it on the middle rack for the best results. Cook the first side for 15 minutes. In the meantime, do some dish or kick back and relax. When the first timer goes off, pull the tray out of the blazing heat. Give the meat sticks a flippy floppy to cook the other side. This will help ensure that the entire casing of the link becomes cooked and will snap when you bite into it. After flipped, give the veggies a mix around to achieve that proper cook. When you've done all that, toss the tray back into the heat. Cook the other side for an additional 15 minutes or until you reach the internal temp that is required according to the package directions of the sausage you're using. After the buzzer rings, give them a looky-loo. If things check out, pull it out of the heat and let the links rest for 5 to 6 minutes. This will allow the sausages to reabsorb the juices that tried to escape during the cooking process. In the meantime, we can prep the hoagie rolls. Snag another half tray and toss as many rolls on the pan to match how many meats you cooked. Open up each sausage coat so the opening is facing up towards you. Slap some cheese inside the bread rolls. I went with 2 pieces of provolone cheese per bun. Use your favorite type of cheese and as much as your little heart desires. Now that we have a blanket of goodness on the gluten, toss the tray into the oven that is set on the broiler mode on the high heat setting. Broil the buns for 3 to 4 minutes or until the cheese has fully melted and the rolls have a nice golden toast on them. When all the components are done, it's time to build these bangin' hoagie rolls. First, we'll drop a few spoonfuls of veg atop of the cheese. After you're satisfied with the onion pepper stack, throw down the sausage link atop of the veggie mix. Also, you can cut your sausage link into little coins of meat and then place it on your bun. It may make it easier to eat. It's just really up to you on how you want to eat it. Any Hoosiers, finish the hoagies with any leftover onion pepper mix you have. If you have any cheese slices left, toss another piece or 2 on top and then melt it. Make this easy sheet tray meal for family dinner, or make these for game day when the whole crew is over. Whatever you decide to do, just enjoy.
Alright, now that our sausage hoagies are done with the onions and the peppers, let's give them the old taste-a-roo. So looking at them, they came out super aesthetically pleasing. There's a bunch of different colors going on for it, with all those colors from our bell peppers and that caramelization that we got on the cheese and that dark toast we got on the buns as well. Looks like we got a good sear on the sausages themselves. The cheese is nice and melty and gooey looking, and it just looks super dang delicious. So let's give it a shot. Try not to make a mess. This thing came out super dang tasty. The sausages themselves are super dang good. So good job to those sausage makers out there. And we used the spicy ones today, so it made it even better because spicy food is always super dang good. The vegetable medley we used brings a ton of flavor to the table, and it all meshes and pairs really well together. Cooked onion is always super dang good. The natural sugars in the bell peppers kind of shine through and add a little bit of sweetness to help cut through the spiciness and the richness and fat from our provolone cheese. The buns are also really dang good. We got some caramelization on the buns and the cheese, which brings a ton of goodness as well. Texture-wise, the buns are nice and soft. The sausages got cooked perfectly, so that casing on the outside has a little bit of crunch to it. And the vegetables are cooked perfectly. They're nice and al dente, so they have a little bit of crunch to them, which counterbalances against the sausage and the bun. Overall, this stuff is super dang good, and the cheese is nice and melty as well. They're just good. This recipe is really easy to make, and you can make it any which way you want. Use your favorite sausage and combination of peppers and onions, or you can get real crazy with it and do like a mayo-based sauce for the top or like a mustard-based sauce for the top. There's endless opportunities. So hopefully you enjoyed today's video. Thanks for watching. And I have a ton of things to do and not enough time to do them all, so I gotta go figure that out, and we'll see you on the next one. I'm going to show you how to make a sheet pan sausage. Alright, now that our sausage. Alright, now that our sausage tasty. It's too loud. Alright, now that our sausage